Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Generic Garage. On today's episode, we're gonna take the truck over to the exhaust shop. Hopefully they'll let me bring the camera in there and we can get a good shot of the underneath of the truck while they're working on building the exhaust system. Fingers crossed. I spent the better part of the morning working on the truck. I got the transmission cross member slotted a little bit more and moved over. We have a little bit more clearance in the front, and then I went on to tuning the ProFlow 4 system. We got the idle air control valve set down where it needs to be. Our timing was way off, so I fixed that, and everything seems to be okay for now. So we're gonna hop in the truck, stop and get some gas, and then head over to the shop. See y'all there. All right, we are here at DC Automotive over by Eckert and Bandera in San Antonio, Texas, and the truck made it over here. I do not have power brakes anymore. We're gonna have to get a vacuum pump. I really had to step on those brakes to get the truck to stop, but that's all right. It made it over here. I could feel the computer learning on the way over here. It did not like being between that 1,500 and 3,000 RPM range, but once you got it above 3,000 RPMs, it was purring like a kitten. Sounded great. Got compliments when I pulled the truck up to the shop that it sounded good already. And well, it doesn't even have exhaust on it yet. So we got a little bit of a wait, a couple people ahead of us, but as soon as they're done working on those cars, we will get the truck in there and get it up on the lift. All right, we got it up on the lift. We have a potential solution for the exhaust right now. I wanted to run it over the axle out the back, but I don't think there's gonna be enough clearance between the rear end and the bed, and if I hit a bump, the exhaust is gonna get smashed in there. So the idea for now is grab both of the exhaust pipes, run them about this far. This one's gonna cross over under the tail shaft of the transmission here, and this one's gonna keep going straight. They'll be paired together all the way back to the muffler. We're gonna run a dual in, dual out Series 40 Flowmaster right here. And then we're gonna dump with those right here before the axle. So that'll get us a muffler on the truck today so it won't be so loud. And the O2 sensor should be much happier having complete exhaust on it. And it should actually sound much better. And then we'll be able to drive it.
Boom.
That sounds much better. These guys did a quick, nice job. Heck yeah. All right, everyone, we are back on the road. Got everybody paid. Thanked everybody for doing the exhaust. It's much quieter in here. A couple things that I noticed when I started the truck after we put the exhaust on it, it idled up really high and wouldn't want to idle down. And I looked and the idle air control valve was at 0%. And that means that it couldn't idle down any further. So actually putting the exhaust on here, I had to take the idle screw out about 4 or 5 turns to bring it back down to where the idle air control valve had any effect at all on the idle. And now the engine is very smooth. It's not popping and jerking and backfiring or anything like it was. I can hear myself think this is amazing, and the power response and the throttle response is insane. I'm smoking the tires through first, second, and third gear. We're gonna have to do something to find some traction on this thing. I thought the Caltrax were gonna be enough, but no, there's just no way. Let's get this thing back to the house and we'll talk more about it then. Okay, so we made it back from the exhaust shop and I had the truck in the driveway idling, trying to get it tuned a little bit better, and decided that I needed to swap out the headlights because one of the headlights had condensation in it and the headlights weren't very bright anymore. Cool, swap out the headlights, left the truck running for just, 15 minutes while I did that. Went to get back in the truck and take it around the block to make sure that the headlights were aimed okay and the clutch would not go down. Oh crap. So I jacked up the truck, I got underneath it and looked up, and the cats were sitting there glowing red. Now anybody that's seen glowing red cats knows that could be a number of issues. Pretty much everything relates to either the cats are clogged or you're getting fuel into your exhaust, you're running too rich. So I got it tuned from a 13.4 air to fuel ratio at idle to a 14.7 to try to lean out the mixture so we weren't pushing that much fuel to the motor. And I started it back up, looked back under the truck, and this time only the passenger side catalytic converter was glowing red. So I got out the laser thermometer, started checking all the exhaust ports on the passenger side, and lo and behold, the number 4 cylinder in the back was 70 degrees colder than the front 3. So I think I have a non-sparking cylinder, either a wire or a spark plug. I went back to the assembly videos and made sure that I adjusted all the valves and everything correctly to make sure the valves were opening. Okay, so all that aside, the cat on the driver's side is only about 1.5 inches away from the speedometer cable and the hydraulic clutch line. So if you guessed, yep, we straight up melted the speedometer cable and we melted the hydraulic clutch line. So it's been about a week, the truck's been sitting, I waited on packages to come. Here is the speedometer cable, you can see it melted just right there, and this thing will not spin anymore. And the hydraulic clutch line you can't really see because it's one of those braided stainless Teflon lines, but we're gonna have to remake one of those. So I have some more hose here and 2 new fittings, just in case we can't reuse the crush fittings on the other adapters. That'll make us a new hydraulic clutch line. I got new spark plugs. I don't even know what spark plugs are in there right now, which ones are running, so they might be too hot or too cold. Anyways, we got the ones recommended for the AFR 195 heads. To further protect that line, we got some of this Tech Flex stuff. This will act as like an insulation barrier for the hydraulic line. Got ourselves a new speedometer cable. Probably going to put some of this on there as well. And then to go one step further, we're going to put some heat shield on the top of the catalytic converters. I'm not going to try to wrap the whole thing. I don't want to do that. I heard that that can be bad for the life of the converter, but we are going to try to block off the top of the converters from pouring out heat up into the cab and the surrounding areas where my hydraulic clutch line and my speedometer cable are. So let's go ahead and get that stuff swapped out. It has been a few weeks since I started making this video, and right when I was about to install the speedometer cable, unfortunately my camera died and decided to take my SD card with it, so I lost all of that footage. But here's a basic rundown of what happened. I went to install the speedometer cable and I noticed that the little speedo gear inside of the transmission on the output shaft just wasn't there. And what happens is when the speedometer cable binds up, nothing can spin. The only thing that can give is that little gear on the transmission shaft, and it slides all the way down the transmission shaft, and the only way to get to it is to just pull the tail shaft off and reset it on the little clip. So we got the transmission tail housing off, got this little gear, slid it all the way back up into its clip, put the tail housing back on, and got everything put back together as far as the speedometer cable and all that goes. After the transmission was all put back together and everything was in its rightful place, I went to bleed the slave cylinder. It took me about an hour and I still just couldn't get it right. I noticed that when we were draining the fluid out of there, the fluid was all black. We probably just burned up all the seals inside of the slave cylinder, so I went ahead and got a new one of those and put that on the truck. I was able to bleed that in about 5 minutes and everything is going good there. The number 4 cylinder turned out to not be a spark plug. It turned out to be a wire. I ohmed out all of the wires and it turns out that that one in the back was bad. So I went ahead and got a new set of wires for it. On the way home the other day, a heater hose developed a little pinhole leak, so I got that swapped out. One of the trips home from trivia night, I think it was, I got about a mile from the house and the little throttle linkage on the end of the throttle cable decided to just break in half, and that one's been on there for about 6 years, so I guess it was time to replace it. Anyways, I ended up getting that home by getting on my cell phone, turning the idle up in the ProFlow 4 system to about 1500 RPMs, which had the throttle control valve, just, the idle air control valve just wide open. And I was able to get home in first and second gear at about, 20 miles an hour. So it took me a little time, but we made it home and I got a new throttle linkage end put on that cable. So with all that being said, the truck seems to be running just fine, except for I'm still having an issue with the catalytic converters glowing a little orange, red. The one on the driver's side is glowing a little more since that's the one that we put the insulation on. I don't know why it's doing it. I have the idle air fuel ratio at 14.7. My cruise is somewhere around the same place and my acceleration is, I think, around a 12.9 or something. No matter what I do when I get home, those things are just glowing a little bit. Maybe they're just thin material. I don't know. If you have suggestions, please let me know. I've checked the timing. I've made sure all my valves are opening and closing. Made sure that we have spark in all the cylinders. Everything should be going just fine, so I don't understand why there would be fuel getting into the catalytic converters. If you have a suggestion, please drop a comment down below and let me know. I would love to get that figured out. There are 2 issues that are probably going to linger for a little while. That rear main oil leak is going to sit there until I feel like pulling the motor and the transmission out again, but it's a slow leak. I've been checking it. I'm not even like a quarter of a quart low or anything, so real slow leak. The second thing is that when I was coming home from work the other day, The temperature in San Antonio got up to about 81, 82, which isn't very high for San Antonio. And when I got off the highway and I was sitting at the light, I watched the temperature gauge just kind of creep up to the O on normal, and it was still kind of going when I took off. That puts it at like 80, 85% on my temperature instead of being right there at like the 50%. So I have a strange suspicion that the radiator with the 3 fans is not going to work out. I'm probably going to have to go back to a single large fan, but we can deal with that in the future because I'm going to have clearance issues. Yeah, we'll mess with that later. I still do not have a fuel gauge that's working for some reason. It's probably the fuel sending unit, so I went ahead and I ordered one. It's sitting down there. The package came in damaged, but I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna put it on the ground and test it while it's there to make sure that it's the sending unit and not the gauge, but I'm gonna do that another time. So I think I wanna end the video by doing some peel outs, maybe a burnout, maybe getting on the highway and just doing some acceleration, whatever. Yeah, that's what everybody wants to see, right?
Drive like a jerk. kicks around so easily. Get your heart pumping, that's for sure. Gotta find some traction. Relocate the battery, that'll put a little weight back there. Might have to throw a little extra in the bumper or something. But I don't want to just add weight to the back end, because then when it kicks around, you got more inertia to deal with. Kind of a trade-off. Right there under the bed made this a lot louder than it used to be. I think this turns into a different street. Do I need to go? I need to go left. So I know the dump is back over here, but I don't know if like this dead ends at the dump. I think it keeps going and there's like a big curve to the left. At least I think the dump is over here. Maybe it's over off Applewhite. Yeah, there's the curve. And then it should just be a straight road for a while, although this seems a little bumpy. I don't know. There might be more through traffic than I expected over here. I might not be able to get a burnout video. Yeah, the dump's back over here. Maybe after we get past the dump. That is a big pile of trash. That is not a hill. Well, I mean, technically it is a hill, but it's a hill of trash. That is a lot of trash. to the top there and just start doing burnouts in the trash. I'm sure that'll be fun. This might not be the best road to try to get some burnout footage. I don't want to do it in a residential area or like in my neighborhood or nothing. I don't want to upset anybody. Hey, drop me a comment down below, guys. Where do you go to do burnouts? Like a parking lot somewhere? Do you get permission first? I feel like it'd be best to get permission. An abandoned drag strip or an abandoned airway? No clue. That loud noise was hitting the tire on the all thread. There's a support beam up there to push the fender out, and when I hit bumps too hard, I'm gonna fuck up that fender. Yeah, not good. We're gonna have to check out that fender. That wheel just basically hit that all thread. I'm gonna bend a bunch of shit. This is a terrible road to be driving down this fast. But like right back over here, geez, the dump is still going over here. Right back over here might be somewhere I can do a quick peel out video. There doesn't seem to be anything there. Let's pull a truck over. Turn this thing around. See if we can't get a shot or two just like right here. That's the only burnout video I think I'm gonna get. Wasn't really much of a burnout, just kind of a peel out, but whatever. It'll keep spinning the tires all the way through second and almost third. Something sounds funny with my reverse and my transmission, and you'll see, well, just sitting here, my temperature is all the way up to O on normal, and it's not even hot out today. It's only supposed to get up to like 72. Starts to get away from you. When you get up to about 4,500, 5,000 RPMs. I suppose the highway is the best place to go fast. Let's kind of slow down over here. Just cause these bumps, we're gonna destroy something. Okay. Find a better solution to push those fenders out and hold them there. Those wheels hitting that all thread. I'm hitting the all thread that goes from the frame out to the fender. So there's just a piece of all thread that runs straight across, and when that wheel comes up and hits that all thread, well, I'm pretty sure I'm bending fenders and messing up tires. There's got to be a better way to do it. Temperature's coming back down now that we're moving. Temperature hits 100 degrees out and we're sitting at a stoplight for 2 minutes. It's not going to work out. We're going to have to definitely get the radiator fan swapped. Oil pressure still looks good at 75. Now that it's warming up at idle, looks like I'm sitting around 50 psi at idle, which is great. Everything in a little bit, which is nice. Hopefully we didn't break anything. I'm gonna check when I get home. I didn't expect to have a bunch of bumps on this road like that. That kind of sucked. But oil pressure's good, so I guess we can keep sending it. If you think I should have just gone and checked out that house fire instead, leave me a comment down below. Hey man, enough with the truck. Why don't you go check out that house fire? That's what everybody wants to see. Maybe sell it to some news outlet. Hey, here's some footage. We might put a little bit more pressure preload on the Caltrax here. Hey, there is a Synergy green Camaro right there. That is the color that I want to paint the truck. Like that color, dude. No traction. These Nitto G2s are actually supposed to have more traction once they warm up a bit. I guess they're just not warmed up, but I feel like everything we've just done should have warmed them up pretty good. Definitely gonna have to get some different tires, put some more preload on the Caltrax, add some weight to the rear end. Well, move some from the front to the back. Yeah. And here we are, just sitting at another light. Already back up to the O. Well, the bottom of the O on normal. I could have air bubbles in the line. I do need to reroute that radiator hose that goes over the alternator, figure out a solution there. And I'd like to have that fill cap aimed straight up after like a 90-degree elbow so that the cap goes on straight on the top, and maybe we can bring that whole pipe up a little taller so that that's the highest point, and maybe add like a fill port or something in that line that goes over the alternator. Oh, hey, there you go. Little rat rod. Nice little 5,200 RPM pull right there. I think I really like third gear in this truck. Gets me going all the way up to like 90 miles an hour. Drop it in a fourth, push it a little further, and then it starts to get scary. I wonder if I could add some wings or something to this thing for some more downforce. I suppose it might be kind of pointless. I need to do the coilovers in the front, get the suspension better. It's got a nice wide stance to it. Got me a message. All right. That is going to do it for today's video, everyone. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. A lot more work to do on this truck. Not sure what we're going to be doing in the next video. Got plenty of time to figure that out. If you want to leave me a comment, I'd appreciate it. And if you want to leave me a like, well, that'd be great too. Otherwise, until next time, y'all stay safe. You have a great week. Bye.